Let's buy every abandoned beauty product at Target.
Let's buy every abandoned product at Sephora.
Today we're going to be buying every abandoned product at Costco.
It just really feels like influencers are getting desperate for content ideas. The other day I opened TikTok and I saw these two videos on my For You page back to back.
Today we're buying every single abandoned product for Smith's Toy Store.
Let's buy every abandoned product at Sephora.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Trend Report with Rach.
If you're a big social media user, you might have spotted this new trend that's been doing the rounds recently. Buying abandoned things. Here's what the trend is all about.
We're at the garden centre and we're going to buy every single jelly cat that has been abandoned.
This is going to cost a lot of money.
What we mean is basically what people have put back in the wrong place.
This broccoli is all by itself. It's been abandoned.
And another abandoned one. It's meant to be here with all its friends. There's this abandoned little jelly cat keyring. How cute will it look attached to my bag?
Abandoned jelly cat secured.
I first spotted this trend about 2 weeks ago, and from what I saw on TikTok, it started off as things like buying abandoned jelly cats, buying abandoned Sephora products, buying abandoned toys, you know, the usual aesthetic, trendy, viral product stores and stuff that appeals to a younger audience. But people are now doing this trend in every shop you can imagine.
Guys, today we are buying every single abandoned product from Curry's. I'm literally really scared because this might be a really expensive video, but let's go inside.
Let's buy every abandoned item we can find in Harrods food hall. This is going to be an expensive video.
Today we're going to be buying every abandoned product at Costco, and I'm low-key scared this is going to be an expensive one.
Let's buy every abandoned beauty product at Target.
Buying every abandoned item in B&M.
Anything you find abandoned in the Apple store, I have to buy you. Everything you find abandoned in the Skims store, I have to buy you.
So as you saw, the whole idea is that you go into a shop and you buy everything that you find that's been left in the wrong place. Why? I literally don't know. Why would you want to buy things that you don't want? Why would you specifically buy things that other people didn't want? I think it's literally just a content thing. Absolute content, I guess?
Buying abandoned items on the Tesco shelf.
Come with us to our local M&S to buy all the abandoned food.
I'm going to buy every single abandoned item from Sainsbury's. Yes, every single item that is not in the aisle or the place that it should be. If somebody just picked it up and put it back in the wrong place, I'm gonna buy it.
Everything I find abandoned in Morrison's, I'm going to buy. Looks like something's abandoned here. What is it? Oh, refreshers. Oh my God, I used to love these as a kid. I don't know if this is cheating, but I can see a Galaxy cookie crumble, our place. And the cookie crumbles are only there, but I'm going to claim it. Spotted some abandoned bread. It is with the Jasons, but this one looks different, so I feel like this is abandoned. See anything abandoned? Oh, there's a yellow thing. Oh, banana Nesquik. I've never tried the banana one, but I absolutely love the chocolate one. I've spotted an abandoned flapjack. Does it look abandoned? I think so.
People are even doing it with food shops too, which I guess is a little better since hopefully the stuff they buy will actually end up getting eaten and getting used up. I just can't imagine walking into a shop and spending money on things that I don't want. I'm just really struggling to get my head around this one. But I suppose I've always been very careful with my money and careful to not waste money, so spending money on a shopping challenge trend just for the content seems wild to me.
Let's buy every abandoned product at TJ Maxx.
A sandin fog oil vanilla mousse, a nail polish, a rice foaming cleanser, marshmallow gourmand body oil. It's not that good. What am I gonna do with all of this? The total is 233. And we got a total of 20 items. I'm gonna go donate this to a women's shelter.
Let's buy every abandoned product at Sephora. I had so many comments in the last abandoned product at Sephora video saying that I purposely put them there. Why would I voluntarily want to spend more money?
For the content, maybe? Nobody is forcing you to do this. When your whole job relies on making content, people are gonna expect you to fake things for that content. Especially when you're doing something as ridiculous as buying random abandoned stuff.
Let's buy every abandoned product at Ulta Beauty.
I feel like I'm seeing this thumbnail featuring in a lot of people's videos, so let's go find out what that is. So it's a video called I Bought Every Abandoned Product by a YouTuber called Hopescope. It was posted 3 weeks ago, so maybe this is the original. I get asked all the time to react to Hopescope, and I never have because she just has so much content and I have no idea where to start with it all. She did get a few nominations for Overconsumption Final Boss Influencer, which I will be posting a part 2 of very soon. And it looks like her whole thing is shopping content. Treasure hunter, professional shopper, here we buy celebrity clothing, mystery boxes, lost luggage, check out trending products, ruthlessly review popular brands, and tons of other things. I have nothing against creators who genuinely review products. I know a lot of people look to product reviews from creators to help them make informed purchases, me included. And I think there's a difference between creators who own lots of things so they can properly review things, and creators who overconsume for the aesthetic and the views, and there is nothing more to their content than that. And when I say reviewing things, I mean like properly reviewing things. I don't just mean opening a bunch of PR packages and being like, oh my gosh, you guys, this is so cute. That does not count as properly reviewing things. So I had a look through this video and the concept is the same. She goes around stores and she buys all this abandoned stuff, and then at the end she donates it. This is an interesting one because I don't think she's trying to be relatable or trying to influence anyone with this content. She's doing this challenge on a huge scale for a purpose. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like Mr. Beast content, where the whole thing is so crazy and would cost so much money to do on such a large scale that nobody really tries to replicate it. That is, until the TikTokers get a hold of the idea. And it feels like some of the TikTokers are treating this buying abandoned stuff thing as a fun day out that you should try with your friends. I think those are the videos that normalize this stuff and influence people to want to do this, because it's being done way more casually on a smaller, more relatable scale. It's complicated because these two types of content, for example, are the same concept, but I think they do have different effects. And as I say, I think it's sometimes the smaller, more relatable influences that do the most damage. And that's why social media content is so interesting to me. I did spot a creator who has made more than 10 videos like this over the past 2 weeks. Somebody said it's giving Hope Scope did it, so maybe I should too. We've got buying abandoned blind boxes, buying abandoned things in Sephora. I had a quick watch of this one and it looks like she spends almost £200, which is about $275 US, on random abandoned makeup, some of which isn't even in her shade. There is one specific video where she buys abandoned stuff from Primark and then ends the video saying, I will be donating this stuff.
Today we are buying every single abandoned product that I can find in Primark. Also with all the clothes I get, I will donate them to charity. It's so cute, size 2 extra small. It looks like we're getting some shorts. These socks have been abandoned. They're a little bit broken as well, and they're on sale. I'm not gonna buy everything I found at the till, only clothing items because I feel like they're just not useful. So far we have these that I can donate. Successful, I will be donating all of this.
I don't know where this stuff will end up going, so I can't speak on that specifically. But I do think it would be nice if more influencers showed the actual donation process and made content showing how to make meaningful and effective donations to good causes, instead of just saying, don't worry guys, I'm gonna donate this. In general, I have mixed feelings about influencers making content and saying, I'm gonna donate all this stuff, because buying random stuff and then just like randomly donating it isn't always the best idea. There are so many charities and organizations that end up with so much donated stuff that they don't need and they can't pass on. And it's not that charities and organizations don't appreciate the support, but it's just that donating random stuff to random charities isn't always the most helpful thing to do. I was reading this article from ABC Australia and it's all about how lots of stuff donated to charities actually ends up in landfill. I will link this article down below, but it says cheap mass-produced clothes are often in no shape to be handed down, so Australian charities are forced to dispose of them, which is having a devastating impact on their budgets. Australian charitable recycling organizations are spending a staggering $13 million per year sending unusable donations to landfill, and that money would be far better spent on the charitable cause, including emergency food, shelter, aged care, and counseling. So the message is basically that charities do not always want random stuff. Charities and organizations need support in other ways. But if we're being completely honest, I think a lot of people don't like to be told how to donate to charity because people want to do it in a way that benefits them too. For example, getting rid of their old stuff that they no longer want. But unfortunately, the reality is that a lot of charity warehouses look like this. The stuff that you give to charity doesn't always just like spawn into a nice little charity shop. Those things have to be sorted, they have to be logged, and they have to be priced. Those things might eventually get placed into a shop where someone might come along and buy it, but there is a whole process to it, and I think there's already so much stuff in the charity shop system that adding more and more stuff into that system isn't always the most beneficial thing for the charities. You can see people in the comments here saying even donating them is lining the pockets of the corporations who overstock and overcharge. You do know that most donated clothes go to landfill, right? There's a comment here that says the overconsumption girl needs to be here. Well, here I am. Let's see what the replies are saying. You can see the same conversation about donations being had here. You've got people saying no because they're being donated, so they go to people who need them. People saying she's literally donating them. And it's nice to see that there are people trying to educate other people on the reality behind these things, because the reality is not always donate to charity, that is good. And a lot of people just don't realize that. I think especially when creators have a largely younger audience, they tend to see things as very black and white. It's not always just like donating equals good. Obviously donating is good. I'm not trying to say don't donate, but you have to be mindful about it, and you can't just go out and like dump stuff with charity shops. You have to do that in a way that is beneficial to these charities. In general, I feel very strongly about content like this because a lot of the time, and not all the time, but a lot of the time, it's just consumerism core. It is shop slop content. That's a pretty good term for it, actually. Shop slop. It's content that gamifies and glorifies shopping, and you'll see these creators turning shopping and spending into a challenge or a game or a task. It's things like going hunting for products, making up gift baskets, let's see what's new at Sephora, come to Target with me but I can only buy pink things, those random budget shopping challenge videos, come to Target with me but I can only spend $50. It's not even necessarily overconsumption where they go out and they buy loads and loads of stuff. It's just plain and simple consumerism. And I personally don't like that because it influences people to want to shop and spend money constantly. And shopping can be fun, don't get me wrong, I love shopping, but a lot of these influencers often promote mindless shopping. Buying things unnecessarily and excessively, buying things that you don't need, buying into trends just because it's fun. They're influencing you to go out and line the pockets of these big corporations. So many influencers could be using their platforms to promote far better things, but they simply don't want to. That's what I think anyway. Thank you for watching today's episode of Trend Report with Rach. Now I have some sad news. There won't be a new video next week because I will be heading over to the US to attend Anime Impulse next weekend. So make sure you're following my vlog channel because I'm going to be vlogging the whole thing. And don't forget to follow me on TikTok and Instagram. It's RachXLouise with 2 L's. I'll be posting plenty of stuff on my Instagram story in the meantime, so I'll see you guys over there. See you next time! I nearly forgot about thumbnail time. Alright guys, get a load of this one.
Mini mirror.